Hey guys, this is Chris coming at you guys with a deck profile for the deck that I played at the Tulsa Regional this last Saturday, January 3rd. I've never been there before. The only regional I've been to is my local one in Kansas City, so it was a fun experience. Yeah, like I said, I played Shaddoll. It's just a deck I figured I knew most. I did not top, but I still wanted to do a deck profile to show some of my choices and then my experience on being at a regional outside of my normal one. So it's just kind of, if you're traveling, just kind of something to think about if it's the first time you're doing it. Sorry if the camera's a little shaky. I normally have something to put it up, but the little thing I used to use broke. So let's just get into the deck. I played Triple Mathematician. I think that's pretty obvious. It's just as a floater, it gets you a draw when it dies, and it just kind of starts your engine. I played Triple Denko Sekka, because I think Denko Sekka is too good in this deck. The Denko doll just it's really good against Burning Abyss. It's good against any rogue deck that just sets a ton, and it usually even Satella Knights, and it helps you feel a little bit more safer doing your play, so you can OTK that turn. Then for the Chaos Dragons, I only played 2 white dragons, and then the 1 black one, just because I found that with enemy controller and this, I mean, you want them together obviously, but in your opening hand it bricks really bad, and I didn't want that. The black one's always necessary to banish Eclipse Wyvern for Dark Arm Dragon. Of course you can use BLS also, but I just found that 2 of this was more, it was fine, and then this was also a light target that I didn't mind sending with Shaddoll Fusion, because even if Dark Arm wasn't going to be live, I at least would thin the deck out, and sending this doesn't help your deck at all, except giving it a light target to banish for the Collapse Hermit, if you really need that, but I felt like that combination was fine. I didn't ever find myself always wanting another light target. I was always able to get it. And then the other boss is BLS. That's pretty self-explanatory. And then for the Shaddoll monsters themselves, play Triple Beast. Beast is really good just to draw. He can be a bit cloggy sometimes, but I mean, you figured running 6 fusions that you'd see them pretty often, which doesn't always happen, but you usually do, and it's not a problem. Especially with cards like Snatch Steal, you contribute something with you take. Double Falco. I like Double Falco just because it helps you manipulate the graveyard for Dark Arm Dragon, because you can send it and special summon and face down with Construct from the fusion, and then that's still only 3 in the graveyard if that's the case, or you can flip it face up and take 1 out and then banish something else and make the count 3. So it just helps manipulate and helps the OTK surprisingly, if you need to get it set up. And Double Hedgehog because it's too good in the mirror match. I only played 1 mirror match, and I'll explain that after I get the deck profile over, and I'll kind of explain how the whole regional went. Double Dragon, it's horrible if you draw 2. It happened to me. It's definitely not a good hand when you see Double Dragon, but you need him just because it's just Shadow Games can be an MST, all that kind of stuff. And then 2 Squamata. I tried 3 before. I think 2 is the perfect number. 1's way too few. 2 seems to be good because in case you draw 1, you can still send with Mathematician to get the Beast. If you draw 2, it's still not that great either, so I don't want to be running 3 to draw the doubles. So that's the monsters. I think it's 23 monsters. It spells the broken Shaddoll Fusion, which is great in combination with Denko Sekka. I don't think that's any secret. But just being able to Denko Sekka, Shaddoll Fusion, fuse from the deck for Construct, and sending the Eclipse over to get the dad banished, and then all you need is a BLS, or you need to have the white dragon to search out the black one when you fusion, and then you can use that cycle really easily to get Dark Arm out. So that's 28, and then 28 from Dark Arm, and then 17 from Denko, so you just need a dragon or anything to finish it off. Chaos Dragon. Triple Shaddoll Fusion. This is my favorite fusion card. I love opening Denko and Shaddoll Fusion and this and going second, and they have an extra monster. It's insane. Denko didn't get warninged all weekend, so that was kind of awesome. Triple MSD. I have a love-hate relationship with this card after regionals. I'll kind of go into why. It's just, this is more of a combo deck, OTK deck now, and MST doesn't really help, but if you don't have a Denko or something, it can hit the 1 card you need to make sure that you go off. Double enemy controller with the Snatch Steal, basically. The enemy controller was really good this weekend. That's why I was really hoping that I got a deck profile, so I just figured I'd do one on my own, because I was playing against Burning Abyss, and I didn't have Denko all game, amazingly, but I was able to make Leo, and he didn't draw very many back row. I knew it was a Fire Lake, but it was never live when I was able to go off. Then I was able to just MST it, and was able to go forward from there, so I used enemy controller and took both of his Dantes and used a kind of loop with my Chaos Dragons to get Dark Arm live, and then I Dark Arm and had Leo and Dark Arm, and then I was able to just mill for Dante to get more darks in the grave. So I got up to a total of 6 darks. So I popped his Virgil, and I popped his Graph, and then his Seer came out, and he just checked my graveyard, and he saw that I had too many darks left, so there's no way I was going to OTK because I just set up the graveyard that way to make sure that I could just keep popping. So I could have used Dead 8 times in one turn. That was awesome. So I love Dark Arm Dragon. And then we won on one Foolish Burial, Book of Moon, and Allure of Darkness. This is always good. This is good for just kind of getting to fusions, and this is good against Cleaforts and Burning Abyss if you don't want their Fire Lake to be live. Because with Cleafort, it's the worst matchup, and it makes the sacrifice drop off, and then you can just attack. And I was going to do Tsukiyomi, but I couldn't pick one up before the event, so we'll test that later. And there's only 4 traps, usual. Shaddoll Games, Sinister Shadow Games, and Shaddoll Core. That was the main deck. It's 42 cards. I didn't figure it'd be that big of a deal, because if I fusion from the deck once, then it's fine. The extra deck, Triple Construct, like always, it's the best monster. Double Shekinaga, just because I have a little bit of room in the extra deck that I chose to run, so you can actually do this. You can go double Shekinaga, and sometimes you need the second one just to push for that damage in OTK or finish the game. And I saw 2 Shaddoll players lose because they didn't have a second one, because I saw El Shaddoll fusion in their hand, but they weren't able to attack to make the second one. So double Winda. I've never needed 3. I think 2 is a good number. So those are the fusions. The Synchros, 1 Leo, I love this card because it hurts Burning Abyss so much. 1 Yazi, it hurts Burning Abyss and it's a Tellarknight, and I feel like this is a better card to make than Black Rose sometimes, just because, I don't know, it's not really going to go off most of the time, and this leaves board presence against Burning Abyss, and they can't target it, so they have to have Acid Golem or BLS, or Regeki, I suppose. The Arcanite Magician is the other 7 I ran, because usually this is better to go for than Black Rose anyway, because it's a light. 1 Syhemoth, just to banish stuff. And then if I absolutely need to make a Synchro, I can still fusion with it for Shekinaga. And then 1 Armades, which I never made all weekend. Sorry, Armades. I think it's too good not to run, but I just never make it anymore. And then I ran 3 rank 4s. I ran Abyss Dweller, because I thought Mermills would be more of a thing, and sometimes you can make against Burning Abyss where you can't OTK them, but you can really take away a lot of their card advantage by making sure their effects don't go off. Never did either. I saw some Mermill players, but there was one next to me, but he got killed by Cleaforts, so... 1 Castell, because it's Castell. And then Lavalval Chain, just because Lavalval Chain, I think, is really, really good. I never, ever made Excitonite. There was a time I was going to make this, but I had to go Winda instead due to, he reacted to one of my cards, I don't remember what it was, so I had to make Winda, so I couldn't special and normal to make the Lavalval Chain, but, you can stack BLS, you can send the Eclipse Wyvern and get the Dark Arm if you have the Dark Dragon or a BLS, or you can send for any of your Shaddoll effects. I just think it's really good, ability for... abusing your deck a little bit. For the side deck, I played a Dracossack because it's my favorite card, and I didn't know what else to play. There's 15 cards in there now. I don't remember what the other card is that's missing. I think it was just a random Mirror Force because I couldn't think of anything to side last minute because this deck doesn't side very much. I don't like to side very much, that is. I just side what's necessary because I want my engine to work. So yeah, I played 1 Dracossack. I played double Vanity's Fiend, which I never brought in, and a Felice, which I never brought in. Never felt necessary because these are against Burning Abyss technically, and I only played the 1 and it worked fine, so I didn't need them. For the spells, 1 Regeki and 1 Mind Control. I didn't bring those in either. I don't think I used my side deck hardly at all. Triple Breakthrough Skill, I didn't use them. The cards I brought in were these. I brought in Triple Fairy Wind. I played Cleaforts twice. I lost to both of them. My first match was my round 1, and I popped an Emptiness preemptively because I wanted my fusion to be live when he Pendulum summoned. But he was I didn't know he was playing Laser Clip, so he was able to just sack for the shell and then Pendulum summon, and that's obviously game, even with the upstarts he gave me. So I tried them. It never resolved all day, so it's unfortunate. I did play Double Mistake. I opened it against one of them, one of the Cleafort players, and I activated it so it couldn't be Night Beams. And then I just set MST and I had a monster face up because I figured, if you can't search, you can't do any of that, we're fine. But he MST'd my set MST'd my mistake, and he drew another MST. So he drew triple MST, game 3, triple MST, and Summoner's Art and Majesty's Fiend, so it was kind of just over.
I couldn't keep up after that because my hand wasn't that great. I was just like, oh yes, I have a mistake, so level the field. Right now there's 2 decree in here just because I don't know what else to put in there right now. These weren't in there during the event. It was just a mirror force and something else. I don't know what it was for the life of me. So yeah, that was the deck. In terms of the regional itself, it was interesting. It was a lot of fun. I met a lot of awesome people. There was this whole shenanigan with somebody was buying cards with fake 20s, so they had to alert everybody to that. And there were, I mean, this is why you probably shouldn't buy and sell on events anyway. You know, That's why I don't do it, just because it's no point getting banned over anything, and there's no point getting fake money, like happened here. I went 5-3. Just like my last regional, unfortunately. Even though I knew this deck way better, I just played so many Cleefort, and that was kind of my downfall because I felt like I couldn't always keep up. Because I feel like Shaddolls are just a little bit slower unless they get that awesome OTK hand. The one Shaddoll player I did play was the last round to see if I would top or not, and I drew the White Dragon, the Black Dragon, Dark Arm Dragon, BLS, and MST, and he made me go first. So I couldn't do anything. It was absolutely horrible. That was the one time that it bricked, and the other time it bricked was game 3 against Cleefort, where I drew double Danko, and he had the carrier to barely kill me with the OTK, so it sucked. He gave me an upstart, and I was so close. I barely died. It really sucked. So that would have been different. Yeah, the one Dark Arm play was the best play of the game, or of the day. That was awesome. But yeah, the Shaddoll player just, he seemed like he was drawing mathematicians and getting his engine going. He had Beast, and he was able to fuse and then tribute for Beast, and I could not draw anything, and I just felt like his hands were so much better than mine. But, you know, I play with what I'm dealt. I by no means scooped to him or anything. I played it out. I played a couple of interesting decks, but for the most part, it was all Burning Abyss, Cleefort, and Shaddoll, like it always is. So I feel like this deck may kind of take. It might kind of lose its spot in the top 3 due to Necroz, and then Satala Knights are getting there. This Slaughter Knight Diamond, which is going to hurt this deck. So I might play something else competitively for the next couple regionals just to make sure I get my invite. But overall, it was a lot of fun. Tulsa was a pretty cool city. It was a lot of fun going with my friends. So yeah, just big shout out to my friend Alex, Sue, and James who went with me, and then my girlfriend Zoe who always supports me in YuGiOh. So I appreciate it. And thanks for everybody in Topeka for cheering me, wishing me good luck and everything. Like Justin and Cage, I know you guys all wish me good luck. So thank you very much. But yeah, that's kind of how the event went, and this is the deck I played. So this will always be the deck I play for fun. I love this deck. It's so much more fun than the other 2. But just want to get my invite, so I think I'm going to focus more on just getting really good with one of the other decks for now. But I'm always going to come back to this deck because I feel like it has so much potential. It's just a lot of fun to play. So, I mean, that's what they say. If you want to win, you play Burning Abyss or Cleefort. And if you want to have fun, you play Shaddoll, and hopefully everything goes okay. But yeah, just Cleeforts, they were a bit too fast for me. I might edit my build a little bit, but thank you everyone for watching the deck profile. If you have any questions or comments or any suggested changes, feel free to leave them down below. Subscribe if you like the video and check out other videos. And hopefully I'll be coming up with you guys with more deck profiles here pretty soon. And maybe some duels if I have the time. But yeah, enjoy Sneak Peek next week. And we look forward to seeing what the meta is going to be like after Secrets of Eternity. So have a good one, guys.